Okay, 100 hikers went for a walk. The times taken by the hikers to complete the walk are summarised in the table. Use the information given in the table to calculate an estimate for the mean time taken to one decimal place. Okay, so the mean we're going to get by doing the midpoint. So I'm going to work out all the midpoints. And I'm going to call that my x value. This is my f value. And then I'm going to work out my fx value to be the total. So midpoint of 0 and 25, that's 12.5. 25 to 35, that's going to be 30. 35 to 40, that's 37.5. Add them together and divide by 2 if you're not sure how to do this or you can't spot it. 40 to 60 is 50, 60 to 90 is 75, 90 to 100 is 95. Okay, so my fx is these two times together. I'm going to use a calculator for those just to make sure that I get those right. 12.5 times 15 is 187.5. 11 times 30 is 330. 27 times 37.5 is 112.5. 15 times 50, 750. 15 times 75, 1125, and 12 times 95, 1140. And I'm going to add all those up, plus 1125, plus 1025, plus 330, plus 87.5. Is 4545, and the number of people we're told that that's 100. So the mean is 4545 divided by 100, which is 4545. To one decimal place is 45.5. Okay, and does that look about right? Yeah, most of the people are kind of in the middle there, so 45 looks about right. Then says, given that the frequency density for 40 to 60 is 0.75, as shown on the graph, complete the histogram to represent the rest of the information on the table. Well, we'll add it in over here because I don't want to go too far away from the table, so we'll add in a frequency density. And we're told that 40 to 60 is 0.75. Well, so the number of hikers is, and that's 15 divided by 20. 0.75. Okay, so we've just got to work out all the others. So 15 divided by 25 is 0.6 for the first one. 11 divided by 10 is 1.1. Could probably do that in my head. Didn't need a calculator. There we go. 27 divided by 5 is 5.4. Yeah, lots of people, small group, quite tall. 15 divided by 30, I could probably do that in my head as well. 0.5. And 12 divided by 10 is 1.2. So we've got the scale there all set up for us. So 15 is at 0.6. So 0 to 25. 25 is here. So, and that's going to be 0.6. So we're going to go across 0.6. The next one, we're going to do this little gap here is up to 1.1. And the next one, I didn't do that quite right. So that's 25. So let's rub this out. This only goes up to 35, so it only goes up to the middle of this. Okay, and then we've got this tall one in the middle, which is 5.4 high. So, and that runs middle of there, across this one. Okay, and I'm going to struggle to draw this freehand. My metal ruler doesn't seem to be working, but you get the idea. Let's see whether we can draw a better line in there. Let's undo that one. Oh, didn't want to undo all of that. Let's just rub out this bit of rub it out. Let's rub out this bit of line as well. Can I rub that out? Won't let me rub that out. That's a bit of a shame. Not sure why it won't let me rub that out, but there we go. Let's draw a line. Okay, so we're going to draw no, we're not going to draw a line. Oh, this is causing me some grief now. I think we're just going to undo that line and we're going to draw it freehand. It's not very neat, but hey, you get the idea. A really tall little bit there. 5.4, 0.75 we're done, 0.5, 1560 to 90, that's up to here is 0.5, so that's a bit easier to do. And then 90 to 100 is 1.2. So again, 1.2. And we can fill that in. There we go. So there's our completed histogram. Okay, so the incomplete histogram, and the table gives some information about distance cyclists travel each day. So we're looking for ones that we're given. So we're given 0 to 5 and we're given 5 to 10. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick. I think this one's got a width of 5 there. So the frequency density is going to be the frequency divided by the width, which is 3. So that means when I look at the bar here, that should be 3. So that tells me the scale is nice and easy. That's 4. I can just check it with this one. 4 times 5 is 20. Yep, it works for that one as well. So this one, I'm after the area. So that's 10 wide and 2.5 high. So this is 10 times 2.5. So that's going to be 25 in there. Okay, and then this group from 20 up to 40. That's 20 wide and 0.8 high. That's going to be 16 in there. And then the last one, it tells me it's a group from 40 to 60. We don't know how high it is, so we've got to find the frequency density is the frequency divided by the width, so 20 which that to me, divided by 5 is 3/4 is 0.75. So let's, not tricky to draw this. See, 0.7. There we go. Now we've completed the histogram. So Terry asked the students in his class how many hours they played on computers last week. The incomplete histogram was drawn using his results. Okay, so we've got the histogram there. 8 students played for between 10 and 15 hours. 6 students played for between 0 and 10 hours. So this block here represents 8 students. So I'm just going to remind myself that's 8 students. So the area of that's got to be 8. Well, we know the width of that is 5. So 5 times something equals 8. And times the frequency density, or the height, equals 8. So the frequency density, 8 over 5, which is 1.6. So we know that is 1.6, which means that's got to be 0.8, which means that's 0.4, which means that's 1.2. Okay, and then we know that 6 students played between 0 and 10 hours. So that's 10 wide. And we've got 6 students. Okay, so again, to get our frequency density, we do our frequency, 6 divided by width is 10, it's 0.6. Okay, so 0.6 on our diagram, between 0 and 10. It's going to be across there. No, it doesn't seem to like drawing next to a metal ruler. That's really interesting. So there we go. Okay. Okay, no students watch television for more than 30 hours. Work out how many students Terry asked. Well, we know that this is 6. Well, there are a couple of ways I can do this. I can say that this is 5 times 1.2 in here. So 5 by 1.2, so that's 5, that's 6 students. Or I can look and go that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 squares. So each of those squares counts as half a person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's all right for one like this, but there's a slightly more complicated one like this, so it's probably easier to do the scales. This is 10 wide by 0.4. And then what's it going up in? Well, let's just check what it's going up in here. That must be 0.2. So in there is 0.1. So in there is 0.5. So it's 0.5. So this is 5. So how many students Terry asked? Well, he asked 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 5